we basically believe that buying property is not just about buying property, it's the full team. So one of the parts of the team is that there's a whole bunch of people. You've got the lawyers, you've got the accountants, you've got the guys that do the foreign exchange, you've got the people that do the tax and structuring. Can we agree, and John Chin actually talks about it, it's very clever, is that the property is about 1/3, management and maintenance is about 1/3, and all the other stuff is about 1/3. Right or wrong? And unfortunately, most people forget about that. So, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant, I don't move currency, I don't set up your offshore structures, but what I do, having done this for over 10 years personally myself, or sorry, 14 years personally, 10 years for clients, is that we've got a team of people that we've worked with that we recommend. And so on that basis, I'd like to call up Andrew quickly, because anyone that wants to do anything, whether you buy property, buy shares, basically move money overseas, you need to move your money overseas. And I've worked with Andrew since, I think, about 2005. Literally, most of our 2,000 clients have moved their money through Sable in terms of what they're actually doing. And there's 3 reasons why I use Sable. Firstly, I trust them. So, like, as an example, on Tuesday, I had a couple of 100,000 Rand coming back to South Africa, and I was actually presenting on stage in Durban, and I didn't have to worry about whether I was getting the right rate or the wrong rate. You know, as I said, I deal with Standard Bank, and this probably sounds like a Standard Bank bashing event, but my point is, like, if I don't phone Standard Bank, you know, literally every time I phone them, I can get my rate up by 8 or 10 cents, generally, which when you're moving big amounts of dollars or rands, is generally between 10 and 15,000 Rand. It's a lot of money. It's definitely worth one phone call. When I deal with Andrew, I don't have to deal with that stuff because I know that I'm getting the right rate. The second thing for me is that they make it easy. So in terms of getting your tax clearance, it's a case of they don't charge you. You go and sit with them, and they literally help you fill in the right forms. Now, if you're dealing with SARS, they're not helping you do anything illegal. They're just doing it all the time, so they know how to help you tick the right boxes. Does that make sense? And thirdly, for me, in terms of what they do, is that, you know, and you're going to talk a little bit about the timing, but we haven't had one unhappy client yet. Not one. And even if there was, and I think even yesterday, Brendan, there was one that something went wrong, you know, I know that Andrew will jump all over it and get it fixed very quickly. So yeah, over to you, Andrew.
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Scott, thanks very much for that glowing introduction. Puts me under a lot of pressure. What I have to do is stand here, tell you who I am, what my company is. Why can you guys trust us, and obviously what we can do for you. Sable FX is part of the Sable Group. I'm a shareholder in the South African business. Our group's been around for 15 years, and it's fundamentally a financial services company, and Forex is our biggest revenue generator in the group. London is our head office. We've got a big office in Cape Town. We've just opened an office in Johannesburg. We have an office in Melbourne and in Mauritius. So we're very well represented in the markets that we play globally, and in every jurisdiction, we are regulated and authorized by the various authorities. So why do you trust us? Why can you trust us? Well, go onto the website, go and have a look. Check us out on the FSB website. We are registered with the FSB. We're approved by South African Reserve Bank. And we also registered with FIC. So that horrible FICA process that you have to go through every time you want to do anything these days where money is moving, we also are responsible to that department. So we do take our business very seriously. Client interest is really important to us. Our business grows on referrals and happy customers. We don't have budgets like the banks to do TV advertising and print media advertising. We're very targeted, but our growth really does come through referrals. What we can do for you, it's very simple. As you all know, the South African exchange control framework is very complicated. It's a legacy framework from apartheid days where up until fairly recently, people simply were not allowed to invest offshore. So we had this closed market. Tons of money moved out of South Africa illegally in the old days, and there's still lots of people who've got some interesting stashes around the world. People are very suspicious about the Reserve Bank. There's a great information sharing that happens between the Reserve Bank and SARS. South African government has chosen the departments that they choose to run well. And this jurisdiction is very well run. And what we do is we aim to try and help people tread through this minefield and make investments successfully and easily offshore. So quite simply, under R1 million, every South African taxpayer can take R1 million a year without a foreign tax clearance certificate from SARS. That's known as your discretionary allowance. Most of the IPS clients are sort of moving pretty much in that league because there have been some really good deals. But what we're seeing now, as the property prices are starting to increase and the rand has devalued, that people are going over the R1 million mark. So then you start moving into the foreign investment territory, and between your just over 1 million up to 5 million, in other words, you've got R4 million foreign investment allowance for which you need a foreign tax clearance certificate. We can help you with that. We've got a team of tax experts at our office in Cape Town, and they are independent to our business, but they do all our client tax clearances. If you need, you can also use your own accountant. Let's just talk a little bit about the process. Scott mentioned earlier that it takes 4 days for a property in the US to transfer. I don't know, I'm sure all of you at some stage have moved money abroad, whether you're moving it from one other country to another, into or out of SA. You're leaving a lot to chance if you think that you're going to get an instruction and have money paid out within 2 days from South Africa to the US. I can tell you it's very doable, but most banks can't do it because of their internal processes. So what we do is we say to you, if you are thinking about investing, please register with us and open a facility. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not a bank account. We just open, what we do is we feature you and we just open a facility. When you're ready to move, if you make a decision to buy, then all you have to do is just contact us, our brokers in Cape Town, transfer the funds into your account with us. It's segregated funds. At no stage do we take your funds into our own hands. And when we're ready to do the deal, we phone you, we agree a rate. 2 days later, the account will be settled wherever you're sending the money. And it's as simple as that. We have done an enormous amount of deals for Scott's clients. Occasionally, some things do go wrong, and we have a few sweaty moments. But luckily, we do know people in the right places to make sure that we can track funds and get them into the destination account quickly. So, yeah, in essence, that's us. Another thing really that I need to highlight, I had a client the other day, wanted to move 60,000 Rand, I won't mention the bank. He was told he needed a foreign tax clearance certificate. He spent 7 hours at SARS the next day to get to the end of the queue, and the lady said, you don't need one. He went back to Standard the next day, had a fight with them, and the long story short is that he's done over R1 million with us, and I mean, he couldn't believe how quickly we did it for him. So what is happening is that there's a skills shortage at retail level in the banks. You walk in there, and you are going to walk away with the wrong forms. You're going to get the wrong information. And it's not through any fault of their own. It's just the way it works. And in the banking system, there's huge risk. And low-level employees can't make decisions. So basically, all they do is they say, sorry, we can't help you. It's the safest way not to get into trouble. It's good for us. And give us a go. I can assure you you'll enjoy dealing with our consultants.
The only thing, one thing I would say with Andrew as well, if you're anything like me, I'm useless at admin. So Andrew's team sent me an email, and it kind of sat in my inbox for, I don't know, months. I can't remember, but at least 3 or 4 months. And I finally phoned Andrew and said, dude, this American thing's starting to really kick off now, and I need to start moving my money. And he said, come in my office in Kenilworth. We literally sat down. It took all of about 15 minutes, I'd say. Filled in the forms, gave him my FICA stuff, and since then I haven't had to do anything. So, you know, one of the reasons I asked Andrew to come here with the forms, you got a text message saying if you're interested, bring your FICA stuff, because literally you can do it now, and then it's problem done. You don't have to worry about it again. So that's certainly for A-type personalities like me, it's well worth it. So, yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
Calendar year. Yeah. And also, if we yeah, no, it is confusing. So, yeah, the allowance runs in a calendar year, nothing to do with the tax year. But if you do get a foreign tax clearance certificate, so if you want a clearance certificate for R4 million, you need to reflect R4 million in fairly liquid. So I need to see a statement where the funds are sitting. And when that certificate is issued, you've got 1 year from date of issue. So you've got, you know, it never really corresponds. But it's fine, it works fine.
That's what I said. He can help you jump through the hoops in terms of how it actually works, because, you know, that's what they specialize in. So just thank you, Andrew. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, man. Ladies and gentlemen, just in terms of some of the other partners, Alex Berger couldn't make it here. She's from Cape Town and is terrified to come to Johannesburg. But no, seriously, so she does all the structuring. So, you know, we will go into it after the tea break as to how to own the property, what the right way to do it. But she, if you want to get high level and, you know, look at international structures, whenever she can do that. We've got Grant Kaplan, that's an immigration attorney. So for those people that are looking at immigrating, and his details, all their details are at the back there, and all their details are on your USB. The third person is, if you're interested in EB5, we've got a partner that can actually, now EB5 is where you can invest money and get a green card. We are looking at two different solutions at the moment. One is the EB5 program. The other one is one of our clients has bought 3 properties with us through an LLC. He went to see the American Embassy, and they've told him that because he's got a legitimate LLC and he's buying properties, as long as he invests more than $500,000, he's creating jobs and he can actually get a green card. Now, I tell you that to be, that needs more research. I am not telling you that as fact. I'm trying to get hold of this American Embassy guy. I asked him to come today, and apparently he's not allowed to. I don't know why. But anyway, so it's very new, but that's literally gospel from one of my clients who's actually bought a property. So there are different things, so if you are interested in that stuff, let me know. And have I remembered everyone from the team? Remember, obviously, also Relina's at the backs with regards to tax.